Hello students. For chapter 15, I feel like the book does a pretty good job of giving you really good explanations on how to look at stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, how to read the charts. They go through a pretty good explanation of how to do that, as well as the different calculations that are in the book. In addition to, of course, what's in the book, you have the videos that are provided, and you also have the PowerPoint. So I think all of those things do a really good job. So I'm not going to go into more detail in a video on those. What I thought I would do instead is to show you how you can find that information, current information, yourself, so that if you're looking at investing, that you can start to look at some things yourself and make some decisions, and how you can find that information on your own. So there's, of course, there's lots of different websites you can use. One of them is marketwatch.com. That's a good one. Bloomberg has some good information for finance, Bloomberg Finance. The one I'm going to look at, I think, is one of the more simple ones to use and that a lot of students seem to like, is the Yahoo Finance page. So I'm going to go over to that now and show you kind of how you can look at that information and use that information. So I'm just going to go to Yahoo directly and then go to Finance. Of course, you can just bookmark this on your own. So now I'm in Yahoo Finance, and you can search for here a symbol. So if you know the symbol, you can search for it that way. If you don't, you can search for it by name. I'm going to go with the AT&T stock that we know from our textbook that the symbol is T. And you see right here in New York Stock Exchange, symbol is T, AT&T Incorporated. So I'll open that up here, and it gives you a lot of the same information that's in your textbook, but of course this is all current information. So I believe the market's about to close, but it's currently at 36.98, opening 36.81. Previous close was actually the same as the open, and we talk about that actually in the discussion board for chapter 15. Sometimes those are actually not the same. And then you can look at the day's range, a 52-week range. Some of these other items are in the textbook. It talks about the PE ratio, price earnings ratio, and let's see what else. The dividend yield is also one of the items that's included in your text. So there's a lot of good information here, again, that you can look at and kind of do a analysis on your own. There's all kinds of other information here. This is just a summary. You can go into their financials and look at their financial information for this company, and if you've taken other accounting classes, you should know how to read these summary financial statements that are given here. There's historical data that you can look at for prior months, prior days, etc. And then what are the analysts saying, some of the estimates on the stock and revenue estimates, etc. So this is based on historical information, and then also looking at kind of going forward, looking at analysts, what they believe is going to happen with the stock. So anyway, there's lots of good information here. So that's stocks. Now let's look at you can look at mutual funds too. And let me just go in here and look at, if I go back to, well, actually I can just get to it from right here. I'm just going to go market data, and let's just look at some of the top mutual funds. And we'll pull one up here, and you'll see some of the same, again, some of the same numbers and ratios and things like that, that percentages that were in your textbook. Let's look at this one right here. Okay, so you see current price, and it's, you know, the same as before. You have a summary that you come up to. Previous close, year-to-date return, pretty nice return on the stock. That's, I guess, why it's one of the ones that they have listed there as their top mutual funds. And they have some ratings from various organizations. Morningstar, I don't know if I mentioned that. That's another website you can look at, morningstar.com. Let's see, net asset, this is the NAV that's given in your textbook in the chart. The 3-year beta, that's your 3-year percent change. That's column 6 in table 5-4 in your textbook. So some of these are named just slightly different, but you can kind of tell from the name that net assets, that's the net asset value, the NAV that's given. That's on page 554 is the chart, the table I'm talking about, table 5-4, 554. The NAV is column 3. So all of these, you can find the details for what they mean and how to use them from your textbook. So just real quick here, I'll go to another website. MarketWatch, like I said, is another good one, and it's all of these, of course, have login. You can sign up for a lot of these, but you can get some free information from these as well. So here I just go to the search field and type in my symbol. So again, let's choose a different one this time. Let's choose, sorry, I'm thinking as I'm going here. Let's do from the symbols in your book. How about AAR Corp? That's symbol AIR. That's AAR Corp right here. Okay, so again, we can pick up the current information. This is from MarketWatch.com, and the same types of information is going to be given here. So there's a couple of different websites and how you can use those. So I encourage you to go on your own and try and get that information and see if you can use that, and it might be a way for you to maybe do some investing on your own, but at least be knowledgeable if you are investing or if you want to invest in the future. All right, good luck, and as always, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.